Hi, it's Plant Dr. Emily, and today I'm going to take you all on a little repotting adventure with me of this little Mint Monstera. So winter are some of our best houseplant months. You know, when it's cold outside and you don't want to be in your outdoor garden, focus on your indoor garden. Now, there might be a lot of questions like, well, when do I need to repot my plants? Usually we recommend for your smaller plants about every other year. For more mature plants, giving them a soil refresh once every 3 years is advised. For this little guy, you can tell it's time. He's just ready to jump out of this pot with these roots. So we're going to give him a bigger pot. Now, how much bigger? Not this much bigger. Never size up beyond about 2 inches in diameter for your pots. So today, I've picked out this slightly deeper, but pretty much the same diameter pot, as that's going to give us some more room for our roots. Now, if you were following along with my soil recipes video, if you haven't checked that one out already, do recommend it. It's a great watch. You'll know that each houseplant is going to like its own little blend of soil. So I'm going to mix up a bit more of a chunky mix for this Monstera. As you can see, what it's currently growing in is pretty dense. I'm going to dump out all the old soil and then kind of loosen up some of this really old, dense soil. Now you'll notice some plants, this guy actually was grown in a little plug. This soil is typically much denser. So if you ever get a plant and you're repotting it and you notice this plug, definitely try to remove as much of that as possible. Sometimes it can constrain your finer root system, but you see as I'm taking it out, happy roots. That's exactly what we want to see. So when you're repotting your plant, a few things to keep in mind. You should never repot a blooming plant when it's blooming. Otherwise, you'll interrupt its bloom cycle. So when your orchids are giving you beautiful flowers, you might get the itch to repot them, but you want to wait till they're done. Additionally, you want to make sure not to fertilize too heavy around the time when you're repotting, as sometimes this can shock the roots. However, I will show you towards the end a great product that's really good for reducing transplant shock. And today I'm using the G&B Organics Blue Ribbon Blend. It's got a really nice amount of perlite in it, keeps things a little bit lighter, more well-draining for our Monstera friend. And I'll just gently fill in the top of the roots. Now with most plants, you don't want to bury them too deep. So with this Monstera, you can still see the very base of the green stem, but all the roots are covered. That's pretty much what you want to stick to with most plants. If you have too many roots showing up top, sometimes they can dry out a little bit faster. But if you leave them under the soil too deep, they can also rot. So it's kind of a fine balance. Good rule of thumb is, make sure your roots are buried, but you want to make sure anything that's green is going to be out of the soil. One other important step, you always want to make sure you water your plants in after you repot them. Unless they've been rotting, you always want to water them because you want to fill in any air pockets that are created by the new soil. Remember when I said we have something for transplant shock? That's this product here. It's called Super Thrive. It is a great way, both for indoor and outdoor plants, to reduce any risks of yellowing or leaf drop after transplanting. And the even better thing about this product is that it's so concentrated, I only need a couple drops for my whole watering can, so a little bit really does go a long way. Now you'll water it in pretty deeply too, so you'll fill it up about once. It should start to drain, sink into the soil, and I'll fill it up again. And see how the water's pretty steadily flowing out now? That's what you want to see. So sometimes repotting can be a little bit messy, but remember, all 3 of our locations do have our own potting stations that you are more than welcome to use. You can bring in your plants from home. If you don't want to make a mess on your carpet, I definitely recommend it. We're equipped with all the supplies you'll need, soil, fertilizers, the Super Thrive. That should be available at all of our locations. And we're done. Happy little Mint Monstera.